So we got two fiveplex after the first two property, and then so total of 13 doors.
Wow. 13 doors in about what, five months?
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
And then we actually got two closed in 2 months and 100% OPM with that. And
Yay.
then I know, and then soon later on, we actually closed a fiveplex with also 100% OPM as well. So, and then we just actually recently closed another fiveplex.
Welcome to the Real Deal Show. My guests today are Amy and Jordan C., and they are crushing it in real estate investing. They're going to be discussing with you how they purchased 13 units across provinces in less than 5 months. They're using various OPM, other people's money strategies, so they don't have to use their own funds. Instead, what's really neat about their journey is that they had some funds, but instead of using their own money to buy their own properties, they invested their funds as private lenders and then used OPM to fund their own deals. We're going to talk about all that and so much more. And if you don't know who I am yet, Dave and I have purchased over 240 units using none of our own money and no joint venture partners. We're doing that in 5 countries, including Canada, the US, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Dominican Republic. Now let's get started. Jordan and Amy C., welcome to the show.
Hi, Mel. Thanks for having us. It's an honor to be here.
I'm so excited. We were talking before we started recording here, and you have such an amazing journey in such a tiny amount of time. But I don't want to take the stage away from you. I want to hear you say it here to our audience. Please share a little bit about your real estate investing journey.
Thank you. So, hi, we're Jordan and Amy. We started investing in real estate since 2016. When we purchased our first home, that's our primary residence. It was a townhouse. And during that time, the market was, kind of fluctuating, but it was kind of going up. So we hit a point where the townhouse market was almost matching to where the single house pricing were. So that was 10 months after we purchased our primary home. And then we decided, hey, maybe we can upgrade our house, like sell our house, and go into purchase a single family home. And during that time, the single family home has 2 rental units, 1 basement and one's in the coach home. So, and then, the math kind of balance out where we can, still pay similar monthly, payment, but a bit pricier, but then we figured we could manage. So that's when we make the jump to a single family home. And after that time, we started looking, into investing other properties. So at that time, Amy and she found her best friend to partner up, and then they looked into 2 apartments.
Yeah, it was a pre-built apartments at a time. So we actually got in, we actually, bought them, and then we just flipped them for, profit as well. And then when we actually see the huge opportunities ahead of us, in real estate market, so that's when we decide to, sell our single family house with the 2 rental unit, and then, have a huge capital on hand so we can actually full on investing in real estate with, the tools, the program that we actually signed up with. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that time when we sold our house, it was April, and then luckily we found Mel and Dave, and then we joined Mel and Dave right away in May, and that's when we started expanding in a much faster pace than we would have if we have done it ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm so glad that you did, firstly. So thank you so much for being part of the Action family. But what you've done is absolutely amazing. Okay, so you joined the Action family. What happens? And that's a mentoring program for those who don't know about. It's online training. There's a community. We answer questions. There's training sessions with Dave, all those, live sessions, all those things. But what happened next? So you joined in May. What happened afterwards?
So we joined in May, and then we've been going through the video. We went through videos, and then we start analyzing deal. We start join the section that with Dave, every Wednesday to actually ask questions to see how other people ask questions. So we learn from it. And then so during that time, we don't know how to actually get the lawyers in. Even with the training, it just kind of very new to us, and it was just so nervous to actually, make that steps, even though we have all the supports and tools. But, while we actually doing it, it just feel like that nervous is still there. But yeah, and then we start funding the Action Family Members project first. And we learn from that, see how they actually approach us with presenting their deals. So we learn a lot from there too, as a lender. So we learn how to do our due diligence. And then, we learn as a, borrower side too. So how they actually, put numbers together, how they actually present it to a lender, potential lender. So yeah, it was an amazing journey until we start purchasing our properties. And then we actually got 2 closed in 2 months and 100% OPM with that. And
Yay.
then I know, and then soon later on, we actually closed a 5-plex with also 100% OPM as well. So, and then we just actually recently closed another 5-plex.
Okay, so. there's so many units here. So what's the total here? So you have 2 properties in the 2 months. Now how many units? Were they single dwellings?
So one is a single dwelling and the other one is a duplex.
Okay, so got 3 units there, and then you had the 5-plex.
5-plex right next to it, and then so we got 2 5-plex after the first 2 property, and then so total of 13 doors.
Wow, 13 doors in about what 5 months?
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations!
Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. How do you feel about this?
We feel very excited,
Yeah.
and then also at the same time, we feel like we are confident in this journey with all the supports and with the right tools. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could not have done this without joining this program and without knowing you and Dave.
Wow, and thank you so much for saying that. Now, what's incredible and what I love about your journey is that you joined the Action Family. You had questions for us. You watched our videos and our training and network, but you still had that fear a little bit, but yet you still bought 13 properties in 5 months.
13 doors, yeah.
You got over that fear pretty quickly is what I'm saying, right? Maybe in the moment you felt like you had a lot of fear, but you pushed through that. So what was that decision point? When did you decide, and how did you push through it? Because sometimes we literally have to push through fear to get the results that we want. When did that happen for you?
So after we joined the program, because Amy's really passionate in investing in real estate, so every night after we watched the videos of Mel and Dave Action Family, every night she's been analyzing like around 50 deals or more per night. And then for a few weeks, we were kind of defeated. Well, yeah, she was feeling more defeated because we couldn't find the right deal. Like it feels like, something is missing or we can't find it. So that's why we were funding other projects at the same time, because we don't want the large capital that we got from selling a house to just sit there. So, but she just kept pushing through it. And one day, like she found a deal. So that's when we stepped in. So what I'm trying to say is, although there was a fear there, but because she has been really doing her due diligence, really analyzing the deals like every night, like 50 deals or more. So she was really comfortable with the numbers, and she wanted to make sure all the numbers work before jumping in. So that was kind of like our safety net that gave us the confidence that the deal will work, because after she worked through so many numbers, so many deals, she's like, okay, this will work for sure. So that's right. I guess that's how we overcame the fear, by doing a lot. Then we kind of,
and that actually builds out the confidence as we go through every single property, every single deal. Another thing we actually learned, even though I actually gone through a lot of deals per night, but I realized that the number I put it in, I actually included the HST where it should not be, and I wouldn't have found out myself without asking the questions, right? So that actually plays a huge factor, because that's additional 15%, added to the number. So obviously no number works, because that was actually a huge factor that actually, pulled us back without doing the right thing and then without asking the right questions. So, yeah.
Okay, great point. Now, what I find very interesting is that you decided to also become at first a private lender. So you had some funds, And maybe you weren't quite ready yet to go full in with this creative financing, but instead of letting money sit for you because you understand creative financing, you understand how to know if somebody has their exit strategy, you decided to invest, which I love because now you're getting money from two different sources. You're a private lender and you're an investor as well, where you're more, into the deals. And that's something that's very new. And we haven't been talking that much about this in the program or on YouTube here, but I think this is really important, is that often as either you start or as you transition in your real estate investing journey, that you may want to become one or the other, or maybe just do the one, right? So sometimes you grow a portfolio and then you decide to just become a passive investor and slowly do that. Or perhaps you started off just like you, being more on the passive side, increasing your knowledge, your confidence, analyzing lots of deals till you find that perfect one, or perfect ones, and then have the best of both worlds. Now, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer being on the passive side or acquisitioning?
I would say both have their goodies. So, being a passive lender, you actually, like, I get to, because I love analyzing deal, and I get to see how other people are actually finding deals and how they actually analyzing them. And then, that can also give me opportunity to look into that market because I may not know that market. So that I actually really love, seeing when people come to me, present deals to me, and then, we talk about things. And then also, by chatting with them, that I actually learned a lot, what kind of safety net they actually build for their projects. And we can also learn from that as well. So being a passive lender, that is a huge bonus to us, especially we are newbies, when it comes to like, renovations, those kind of stuff. Yeah. So I think that's another reason why we kind of actually hesitate to go in and jump into buy our own property at the first place, because we have zero knowledge of renovations. Right. And then after seeing all those, borrower actually presenting deals, how we talk to them, getting their connection in that location, that actually slowly building our confidence.
Love that. And whereabouts are you located?
We are located in BC, Surrey.
Okay. In Surrey, in BC,
Yeah.
Surrey. Okay, awesome. And is that where you're investing as well, or are you investing in different areas?
No, we invest in different area. We invest outside of BC.
Outside of
far,
BC?
Yeah, far away.
And far away. And how are you finding that investing in different provinces?
It is actually very nerve-wracking, because you really have to have that trust, and you really have to have that connection. Connection is honestly the key in this industry. And we learned that from Dave, from you guys' video, and then the great thing about the Asher family is we can always reach out, and even we don't know anyone there. We just starting the case. We don't know anyone there. We actually just reach out and then ask for, like a lawyer information, property managers informations, contractors informations, and based on those, the trusted one that they actually been using, and then we actually just give them a call and then actually says, hey, here is the project that we actually looking to, or a property that we're looking to buy. Can you actually come and take a look and give us a quote? And then we pretty much just go and build from there.
I bet that must take a lot of the stress away as well, right? Knowing that you have the connection from people who are there, who are doing it, who have properties as well. And yeah, it's a very active community. As you know, there's posts and questions every single day, which is awesome. That means you're either networking with other people, or you get to learn from their roadblocks or their uncertainties, and you can really grow as an investor. So what's next for you? You've done amazing so far, which is fantastic. What are your plans for 2023?
So we are not planning to stopping for sure. We're planning to just keep expanding in both the sites we're doing, like both private lending as well as trying to acquire more properties, because our goal is to hopefully build up enough passive income, so then we can be a bit more hands-off, so we can spend more time with our parents, like both of us, and then spending time with like ourselves, and things like that. Because
And that's our why too.
yeah, that's our why, because for those who don't know, Mel has a video asking the why we're doing these business.
And that was very inspiring. It really
Yeah.
let us reflecting of what is so important in our life, not just 9-to-5 jobs, not as to the achievement you made, or maybe a little bonus that the work has actually granted you, but it's actually the freedom and then the knowledge, right, that we can actually teach our next generation and then bring them a generation of wealth as well. So yeah, that was really inspiring, and that actually make us start thinking why we're doing this and why we need to continue doing this.
I love that. It's part of the training because it's so dear to my heart. It's not theory, it's factual here, but it's 80% mindset. I think it's even way more than that they're finding, and of course some theory and some tools and strategies, but having that strong mindset, having that strong why, the reason why we do it, right? I'm sure there's some days you might have wanted to give up and I can't find this doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
Not, but instead you got up, you analyzed more deals, you got better at it, your confidence went up over a period of time, and now you've been able to achieve something that somebody else using their own money could have taken 5-10 years to achieve, like 13 years in 5 months. That's amazing. Now I'd love to dive into one deal, but first I'm curious, when you're using other people's money, because of course there's various ways that we teach you how to do that. Which way did you go? Was it a variety? Was there a certain method that you personally preferred?
No. So when we actually had a deal, the amount was actually quite low to actually go with any lender. Like we pretty much got rejected by all the mortgage broker, even locally. So we kind of just actually throw out those posts and fundraising posts in the group, and says we have 2 amazing deal. We're looking to fundraise. If anyone interested, please actually contact us, DM us. We can definitely actually present it. We can talk about deals, and then just start from there. We got the first 2 property funded.
Okay, this is amazing. Okay, so you not only decide to lend out some of your funds inside the program, you also found money to buy your next properties as part of being in the Action family.
Yeah, totally. Because while we were funding out the projects, because we've been to many different presentations, so that's how we learn to present as well. So we're like, okay, so we gotta get this package together, have a nice PowerPoint presentation, get the numbers right, blah blah blah, and then it's our turn to present to the many potential investors until we finally found ones that are willing to work on the deal together and things like that. So at first it's definitely a learning experience and nerve-wracking for sure, as she mentioned it earlier. But the more we do it, like the more I guess, I don't know if I can say comfortable, because while I'm talking about it, I'm still feeling the nervousness and excitement. I guess presenting will always be nervous, but I guess we're more confident because we know for sure the deal works and the number works. So when the potential investors, the potential lenders, they look at the deal, if they have done their homework, they'll be like, wow, like it works for sure. Like in this area, the selling price is this much, blah, blah, blah. And then they know it works. So as long as they also can see the picture, then like we find like, and then we can work together like that. Like it's just right partners. Yeah.
Love it. Perfect. All right, let's analyze one of these deals. Which one did you want to analyze today?
I will talk about a 5-plex deal that we just recently closed on. So the purchase price for that was $450. It is a 5 doors. And then the money that we put it in is just a closing cost. Oh, so we put in the closing cost, which is the legal fees, which is about $2,500. $2,500. Right, and a land transfer fee, which is about $4,500. So total about $7,000.
And this was using a promissory note, correct?
So yes. So the down payment that we actually borrow are actually coming from the promissory notes. We got 2 lenders actually lend us the down payment.
Okay, so you used two of them on this deal. And now this is a fairly recent deal, but I'm sure you've crunched your numbers and you have some projections on how the performance of this property should go. Does it need a lot of renovations? Do you predict to have to put a lot of money, or was it just simply underperforming?
So it is actually simply underperforming, but also at the same time, it just needs a very light touch up on the unit itself.
Those are my favorite, Amy.
Exactly. So, when we actually put in running numbers, I see all the unit were kind of updated, but just not very modern. But the thing is, it just need a little touch up to actually make it a good presentation to attract the tenants. So that's where, we actually put the numbers in, and then, the number just works great.
Okay, so do you have a projection on when refinance time comes around?
Yes, we will be looking at about a 1.5 to 2 year timeline. Well, we want to know, we want to kind of actually wait and see. But the thing is, for now, that would be our timeline. But when we actually refinance, the profit that we can actually gain from this one is not a huge lift. It's about $500 after we actually recoup all the money that we put it in. However, the monthly cash flow that we're getting from this property is going to be $758.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. And that's, yeah.
That's significant. That's a large amount if you do that times every year, right? That's a couple of trips.
Exactly. Yes.
I love that. So you went not necessarily for appreciation. And if you continue to buy and hold it, of course, as we know, real estate goes up in value over time, despite the zigzag. So you weren't looking at in a year or two to really force the appreciation. It's really the monthly cash flow that you're after as well.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, I love that. And that's a great way. That's how I started as well. I mean, the appreciation was great. And if it happened, and it sometimes happened more than you think, and that's amazing. Right. But the cash flow was really, really important because I wanted to be able to quit my job and having that monthly extra paycheck literally was fantastic. So that's amazing. So is that your focus, is to really focus on the monthly cash flow for now?
Yes.
So that way, because it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, is your goal to quit your full-time jobs and kind of be full-time investors? Is that where you're hoping to?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Great. Well, it sounds like you're doing it the right way. 750, right? How many these do you need to replace your income, Amy?
Exactly.
And doesn't that get exciting when you start? We only need this many more, and we're right there. And let's buy a couple extra more to have that extra backup, but being able to literally get closer and closer to retiring or quitting your job or whatever how you want to frame it at a much earlier age than you could otherwise.
Totally.
Awesome. All right, so let's head into the 3 real deals questions here. So number 1, what's your biggest real estate investing mistake? I know we all make them. I'm curious to see what yours was.
So it was one of the apartment that we actually purchased, and we were hoping for a flipping back then. So our mistake was to solely relying on buying and flipping as our only strategy, because we are really just betting on market appreciation. So when a market isn't doing very well, or when interest is going up, and that can affect, the purchase price or the offers, people's affordability. So then that way, that kind of limit us on what we can do. So now that we actually learn, from the program, from a video, that we know that we have to have more than just one exit strategy and not just betting everything on one.
Never do that.
No, we learn our lessons.
Totally.
I love that. And thank you for sharing that. And although, yes, can you make a lot of money as flippers? Yes. And we have some students in our program, that's all they do. And that's amazing as well. But yes, having different exit strategies, of course. And I personally flipped as well, but yes, it's nice. Sometimes I thought I was going to flip, and then I decided I'm going to hang on to this one. And some I thought I'd hang on for 25 years, and I decided to sell it because it was a perfect timing and I can use those funds and put into the next deal. And that's the great thing about real estate is that it's exciting and it's ever changing and you can do different things. But thank you for sharing that mistake with us, Amy. So question number 2, what's one tip you would like to share with our listeners?
To be persistent and never give up if this is your passion. Yeah, because the reason we say that is because like what we said earlier, Amy was analyzing around 50 or more than 50 deals.
That's a lot of deals to analyze. Right? That's consistency. Wow.
Yeah. So, and then there were days, like you mentioned, where she just felt like quitting because she's like, oh, nothing's working. Everything's not working. It just feels defeating, right? Like, you know, if you just analyze 50 deals on one night, then probably fine. But after like a week, after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, you'll be like, wow, like this is defeating, right? So, and then after analyzing a deal or finding a deal, there are still many hurdles, right? Because you have to contact your contractors, you have to find lenders, have to present deals, etc. So there are many hurdles that you have to go through, or like mental struggles, you know, like you mentioned the fear, the nervousness, etc. But we gotta say, just be persistent and just never give up. If this is your passion, this is what you truly want to do, just push through it, because even though there are many hurdles and struggles, it's worth it. And just focus on the goal and strive to achieve it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's you worded that perfectly. Very well said. I'm inspired. I'm ready to go crunch some more numbers. Oh, that's fantastic. You two are such a great couple. How can people contact you?
We have Facebook, and that's a lot of Action family members actually contact us. But we also have email, so people can actually contact us through emails as well.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Amy and Jordan, wow, thank you so much for taking time to be on the Real Deal Show, where Dave and I, we were talking beforehand. We're super proud of all your successes. Absolutely incredible what you've achieved. I can't wait to meet you in person in the new year as well.
Same here.
And keep being great, keep taking massive action, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Jordan and Amy, it was such a pleasure having you both on this show. They were so nervous before starting to film, yet they were so fantastic and so authentic about their journey. And I loved how they said we had struggles and we had fear, and maybe you have fear as well. And what's really important is to make that choice after you have that education and after you have more confidence that builds over a period of time to take action so you can get results as well. I love how they're very clear on their why as well, to be able to spend more time together. I love how they are reverse engineering their goals. So their why was spend more time together, and they're strategically purchasing income producing properties that cash flows. I'm absolutely amazed at what they've already done in a matter of months and can't wait to see what happens next. Now make sure to comment below, ask them a question if you want in the comments, and make sure to give them a thumbs up as well. If you like this kind of video, check out this next Real Deal Show as well. I'm Investor Mel, and I'll see you there.